Theo, welcome to the cave.
Thanks for having me.
Exciting time for you, man. New show coming up in about a week. How
Soon.
exciting has that been for you?
Oh man, the countdown. It's getting closer to that time and getting more excited each day.
Yeah. So, man, before we jump into that, I was doing some research on you. You started acting at a young age. First of all, like, what made you get into the acting world?
Well, it's actually a funny story. I started off doing background for about
Okay.
2 years. And my mom's friend knew an agent at the time who was looking for new clients. And, I've been doing background for a couple of years and, I'm thinking, hey, can't hurt to try it. So I
Right.
tried it, went in there, read a paper for him. He's like, oh yeah, I want to sign you. First audition I got, I booked it and it's been up from there.
Wow. No acting lessons or anything. You just jumped
Every,
right into it.
yeah,
That's
just
awesome.
literally jump right into it.
What made you fall in love with it? Like, was there any like special like movies that to this day you're like, this what made you get into it? TV shows or actor or actress?
I always like watching shows and movies over again to find new things to like about it and
Yeah.
laugh about it. But I what really hit home for me is like it's my love, my passion for this business. Was when I realized that every time that I'm on set, even though it's work,
Yeah.
I really enjoy preparing and bringing the laughs, the cries. It's therapy for me at this
Wow.
point. So yeah.
That's awesome. So like, you've been acting, like I said, for a few years now. Like, what do you think has been like your biggest accomplishment so far? Because you've done it like you've been on some pretty cool shows, like
Yeah,
Goldberg's,
yeah.
and it's like that's just to name one of them, but you've done a lot of work.
Oh yeah, my biggest accomplishment, well, I feel like is yet to come, but for now, I would say Prince of Peoria. That was the stepping stone for me, that I was gonna continue
Yeah.
to elevate this acting career. So I would say Prince of Peoria.
Yeah. And you said you're not done yet. So what's motivating you? What makes you wake up every day like, okay, I'm gonna keep going with this?
Oh, that I'm good at it, and I know that I'm good at it, and it's been consistent work each year. So
Yeah.
I honestly wake up and I want to be. I just whatever I do, I want to be the best, and I always want to have success. That's really my prayer. My goal is to just be successful
Yeah.
throughout whatever I do. So yeah, the fuel is always gonna be to the fire for sure.
That's great. So I bet you have a new show, Miss Pat show premiering next week. Like, how exciting was this? This is like a whole new project for you. Like, so how exciting has this been?
Ah, change of pace. When I figured out I booked it, I was like, oh yeah, gonna have so much fun with this and so much fun with Miss Pat, and it indeed was. So oh, yeah.
Tell us about the booking process. Like, I want to hear about like your audition and like, did you originally go in for Junebug?
I did. I went in 2019, so
Oh wow.
for a long time. 2019, I went in for my first audition. After that, I had a callback, then a producer session, and then it was a screen test. It was like that's the final. That's it. After that, you're either gonna figure out you got the job or you didn't. And
Yeah.
after I went in for that screen test, like a day or two later, I get a DM request on Instagram from Miss Pat, and
Oh wow.
it just said, "Hey." And I was like, well, if I didn't get the job, this would be a weird way to rub it in.
Yeah.
And I got that final call from my agent manager that I booked it. And like I said, grateful, real,
Yeah.
real.
When your audition was Pat Williams in there too?
Oh yeah, I got the pleasure.
Really?
I got the pleasure to read with her in the first audition. It's a little
Wow.
intimidating, but you got to step up to the plate, and we really did feed off each other for real in that first
Wow.
audition.
When you go like on auditions and everything, like how do you prepare for yours? Like how do you prepare for it? Like, is there anything that you do before you go? Like some people go for a walk, other people go work out. Like, what's your routine before you go hit an audition?
Well, before I go in, I work with my coach Jeff Dockweiler, and we probably spend about an hour and 30 minutes just talking about the script.
Okay.
Um, how we can relate other things we've seen, other scripts in the past that can help us, and we probably spend about 30 minutes, prepping and coming up with new things that we can bring in the room, because our goal is to always bring something more to the character in the room, not just what's on the
Yeah.
page. But as far as that, any specific things, I like to, listen to music, maybe on the way to the audition, just chill after I prepare. But yeah, I'd say that, music and a little preparation.
You mentioned this was in 2019. I assume like with the pandemic, everything had to stop for a while.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when did you start filming?
We started filming January 17th, 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many episodes did you guys film for the show?
10 episodes. Got 10 episodes coming.
So you played Junebug. How would you describe this character, and how different is this character from other characters you've played?
Junebug is a step up. He's a little older. The situations that he's in the Miss Pat show are definitely in the late teen
Okay.
relatable issues. But yeah, I would say I'm bringing the relatable comedy for, the people my age, 16, 17, 18, like real 100%. You're gonna be able to relate. And if you can't relate, you probably haven't went through it yet, but more than
How do you prepare to play this role? Like, what kind of research did you do to play this character?
well, this character had a wide range to him. So I was really able to bring how I am in real life,
Okay.
and what they kind of wanted in Junebug. And we put it together, and we fed off each other, certain things, how he would respond, certain looks he would do. And I'd say, what, I would definitely look at my mom like that if she said something. So it was a lot of bringing me in real life, Theo in real life, to Junebug, for real.
So what do you think was like the biggest challenge playing this character?
The biggest challenge playing Junebug, I would say, it is not really a challenge, but working with Miss Pat,
Yeah.
she's hilarious, staying in character so many times on set. You want to break character, but for the sake of the scene, you got to stay in it, because 80% of the time she's going to say something that's not on the page, and 90% of the time is going to be hilarious. So that was probably the biggest challenge for sure.
Was this filmed like in a live, like a studio audience, or?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
had we want to say about 30 attendees,
Okay.
every week. Opposed to, the regular 200, 300 because of COVID, of course. But
Yeah.
yeah, all 10 episodes, real laughter, no laugh track.
Wow. How for you, like how different is that filming something like that and filming like past shows that you've done?
Well, it's a different energy, that's for sure. Prince of Peoria was live audience, but it is definitely you get a different feel, because the audience is in it. You got the DJ, they're, even though they hear certain scenes, 2, 3, 4 times. Like I said, each take is an opportunity to get better. So, we find new laughs each time. And it's 4 or 5 hours of just jam-packed fun. So it definitely is a different pace than.
Now, is this 4 or 5 hours like filming one episode, or do you do multiple episodes in a day?
Well, it depends on, how your production works. But for us, it was one episode. We probably had about maybe 7 to 10 scenes, I would say, more so on 7 side, that we would, put the different sets and knock those out.
You mentioned you guys filmed 10 episodes. You started in January. When did you finish filming?
Late March, we finished. Yeah, it was recently this year. 3 months, do a little 3-month bid.
Was the goal always to get released in August, end of August? Is that what you kept hearing about the show, or did it get pushed back more? Or
we hear a lot of stuff. We heard a June release, we heard a July release. But when things really get, there's other stuff that's coming out, so you don't want to after that. But August it seemed to be our sweet spot.
Yeah. Now, how was it working with the cast? Because you had a
Oh,
fantastic cast all around you, also.
oh yeah, I've been blessed to always work with great people. And it was fun. Every day we just had fun. Like it was genuine fun. Everybody liked each other. We all could relate. We're all working to one common goal. So, when you got everybody building that ship,
Mhm.
it's great. Everybody was awesome. No problems for sure.
What do you hope for the viewers that tune in to watch this? What do you want them to feel when they watch this show?
I want, I want people to feel like certain things can be said, and certain things can be done without the intentions of really trying to, hurt feelings purposely.
Mm.
Because there are topics that are sensitive, but people need to hear.
Mm.
And we won't be able to advance as a people and elevate as a people if we don't come together and talk about certain things. So I really do hope and pray that when people are watching, they say, you know what, that is something that we can move past. It did happen. It's still happening, but us as people, we got to be able to move forward for sure. So yeah.
So I mentioned this show is a sitcom too. As an actor, do you love making people laugh?
Yeah, I would say I've been doing the
Yeah.
sitcoms. That's my sweet spot. I do like making people laugh. It
Yeah.
gives me a warm, tingling feeling inside. So yeah, I would say that for sure.
The reason I'm asking that, because like there's actors that like to play different roles. Like, do you hope there's like someday you could play like a different type of role? And what
Uh,
would that be? And what would that be, you think?
I want to do it all. I'm waiting for that drama. I'm waiting for that drama to hit.
Yeah.
That's that serious role. I'm waiting on that. A feature film would be great. Um, yeah, I'm ready to explore it all. Sitcoms have been my sweet spot these past couple of years, but I'm ready to
Yeah.
branch out for real, for real.
What about superhero? Everybody wants to play a superhero these days.
Would be great. Hey, throw it my way. I'll tackle it for sure.
Uh, so really quick for the listeners and the viewers, tell them where they can see the show. When does the first episode air?
Oh, the Miss Pat Show will be on BET Plus August 12th. Tune in, tell your friends, tell them to tell somebody. And then let's have fun. Let's laugh for sure.
And what about you? Any other projects that you want to tell us about that you're working on that you can maybe spoil some for us?
Oh yeah, I'll be going back on the Goldbergs pretty soon. You'll see me
Okay.
come there. I'll be going back there in a couple weeks. I'm still auditioning. Got a few things. A few irons in the pot.
They,
So you know.
that's great. And how can the listeners and the viewers find you on social media?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok at Theodore Barnes. Just my full name. Those are the two I'm on the most. So find me there.
Theo, man, this was great. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
This-